What's going on, guys? Dan here, DD Speed Shop. Hopefully you've been following along the series, and we've been doing a pile of interior work. And all that's really left is we need a couple of bucket seats up front, which I'm still on the hunt for. But we've got door panels, garnish moldings, we've got the rear seat taken care of. It's got new carpet in it. What's coming up next, I want to do two kick panel, wrap those in some leftover material I have. And honestly, after how good these garnish moldings came out on the side, I want the dash to be just as shiny. Nice shiny black. So we're gonna pull this thing apart, drop the column. The cluster is wore the F out. I think I have another one. If not, I gotta track one down. Pull a few things out. We're just gonna scuff it. We're gonna fog it black. Well, it's nice, easy to get to with the glass and all that can come out. We're taken care of. This thing is gonna be dialed together. It's like the only car I've ever had with a proper interior. I'm excited. So door panels are immediately out. Took those off and the garnish moldings. They were just kind of sitting there looking pretty. I want to put those somewhere safe. I don't think they're going back in the car, so they'll probably go in another garage or in the basement. Anyway, so we got to strip this all down. So we're going to do a little time lapse of stripping. Kind of stripping your leg, don't worry. Now anyways, the windows are held in with a rubber gasket around the windshield, and then there's like a little molding that runs across the bottom, and there's a piece that goes across the top, and there's two pieces that go along the side. Now I just kind of modified. Do I have a piece in the back? Yeah. This is, I believe it's sedan stuff. I don't know if this came to car or not, but ultimately I don't know what we're gonna make work. I have a feeling I'll just be drilling some holes and putting it in there and kind of making it look nice, because convertible stuff is unique to convertible, I think, because it has different visors and the mirror. There's different holes and stuff for it. Anyways, I had taken this and I sliced it and kind of diced it and made it fit. So I think what we're going to do is let's take a grinder to it, make it a nice round edge. I'll weld a little bead on it so it has the same kind of vibe. We'll get those all scuffed up and sanded, and we might as well just paint those. The only one, like I said, it's going to be a trick is going across the top, but in all reality, I mean, a couple of holes drilled in there and some shallow screws, it'll be what it's going to be. That's my thoughts anyways. I don't know if we're going to have visors. They might be a pain to find and expensive. So we'll get to pulling everything out, cluster out, column down, just pull it in gear, and then yeah, defrost. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. And then we're just gonna scuff it down. It's actually in really nice shape, and I don't know. I'm kind of just obsessed with painting everything. I don't have a glove box door, but yeah, found one down the road. Black paint's cheap. Alright, the old hot rod's basically stripped down, steering wheels off, columns down, everything out. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is, I'm basically going to fast motion this, but we're going to try and build a little panel, which they're same side to side, obviously just kind of mirrored to each other. That side's a little tighter, it has the e-brake and all the mechanism, the wiring harness and stuff, so this is the side that's much easier to get to. I don't think I'm going to use the old shower curtain trick. I think I'll just kind of eyeball cut it, get in there best I can. And yeah, once we have one, we'll test it over there. As long as they're good, we'll wrap them. Friends, so we have our two pieces. I always write on them passenger side out, driver side out, because if you don't do that and you glue the wrong side, well, I guess if I glued the wrong side I could use it on that side. If you do both on the wrong side, you're screwed. It's like flaring a brake line without the tube nut. This is just some leftover seat material we had. So pretty simple. I guess it's gonna go that way. We're gonna kind of cut it. Just give it a quick eyeball here. And we'll spray it with glue. Let that tack up and staple the crap out of it. It's pretty freaking simple. And try not to get it on your brand new painted garnish moldings. So this stuff's very simple. Spray it on once it gets tacky, once it actually dries a little. Once you put them together, so we'll do the rest in time lapse. So here are the two panels, very simple. I'm not even gonna put them in or nothing like that. Like this being the driver's side, it'll sit in there. There's a run that goes up here of metal, so we can just put a couple of those little screws with the button heads on them. And then there's a pretty good piece right here. We can put one or two in there. A lot of guys I've seen before, they actually put speakers in here. So maybe down the road, if we ever get a radio, that'll be a place for them. So we'll file these away with the door cards. And yeah. I think we're going to start focusing on the trim around the window. Maybe get that sanded, maybe get some paint on that first, and then we can clean up in here, paint the dash. Good day. So we got all these parts here. I scuffed them all down with 400. I gotta say, some of these are a little rough, you know, but I mean, what are we gonna do? I'm drawing the line at body working window channel. You know, I got it all down. We'll put a few good coats of the trem clad. The old rust paint, and obviously looking at this, like this must be from the car, and this is obviously stuff I had. I put just a bit of a rolled edge on some of that stuff. You know, I could do a bit better job of sanding that maybe. And then I got the paint mixed with the reducer and the paint, so that's all good. And I put just a little bit in here, so we'll use that for the dash later on tonight. But this is good. I just got to add some hardener to it. That should be all we need to put 2 good coats on this. So I'll get set up, get masked up, and we'll lay down some fancy paint. All right, we got the good stuff loaded up. Hopefully I don't knock this entire table over. Should be pretty good. Make sure I get all the angles on it. I'm sure I'll take a couple of coats. That is 2 coats, and honestly, come on, that ain't bad. Maybe I am getting in one of these paint things. So, while we let that dry, we're basically done with that for tonight. Other garage, I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone, scuffing up the dash. Again, I'm not gonna go too crazy after seeing how this went. These were pretty rough in certain spots. You'd really see like rust bits, but it worked out pretty good. The car, I think the biggest issue is gonna be cleanliness, because it's gonna have all sorts of crap behind the dash, which I'm a little worried about, but it is what it is. When all goes to hell with the hardener in it, I'll scuff it and we'll shoot it again later. But I think if we can get it looking like this, come on, who wouldn't want a dashboard looking like that? No, I do. I feel like I'm creating so much work for myself now that I enjoy paint. All right, so where the setup is we're gonna be. I sanded everything down. I saved you the boredom of watching that. I blew it all off real good. I don't even know what I did for masking. It's got a shower curtain, some poster board, garbage bag. It is what it is. At the end of the day, the top of the dash and the front is all you're really going to see, so we'll do everything the best we can. But, yeah, wish me luck. I think I'm going to try and do it from the outside because there's no windshield. Let's see where we end up. Wish me luck. Well, that worked out okay. This is awkward. So I actually put a second coat on. The first coat, something was in the gun. It wasn't letting the paint flow. But there's a few little specks in it. You know what? We can always wet sand that or live with it forever. So we'll give it just a few minutes, I think. A few more minutes anyways. It's been a while. And then I'll put one more coat on. So we'll have 3 coats. And I'm not going to touch it till tomorrow. Alright. 3rd coat. Let's see what happens. I'm really just going to focus on the top because that's all that really matters. In my mind anyways. It's still good. One little piece of dirt can really ruin your time. Well, it is the next day. These are some of the parts. I left the top pieces and stuff like that just next door, but man, they came out so nice. I'm pretty impressed with it. I mean, these will be like wet sanded or whatever and polished, but we ain't doing that. But look at the dash. Have you ever seen something that shiny in the DD Speed Shop? Because I have not, I tell you. Now, that'd be kind of a good place to leave it. We accomplished a fair bit. But I think what I want to do for tonight, I'm going to take her easy a little bit. It worked late. I'm going to clean up this whole garage, well, within reason. I want to get all the stuff out of the car. I want to put the glass back in. I want to set all the garnish moldings in it. I want to put the door cards in. I want to test fit my little kick panels. I want it all in there just to see what it's going to look like. I mean, ultimately, it could probably stay in there if I want a mask. Who am I kidding? We're not doing that. But just kind of get a look what this thing's going to be other than the absolutely terrible bench seat. I'm actually really excited about this. So, I'll probably just do a quick flash, and it'll be built before you know it. Well, there we have it. I'm really excited to drive this thing. So, dash is all kind of together. I just threw everything together. There's like one screw in each little bit. The panels are on. Got the kick panels in. We got the column back up. All the headlights, the fan switch, the horn, the ignition, that's all together. I didn't put the bezel in because ultimately, there's a run right there. The other one is kind of beat. There's no point trying to jam it in and out a couple times and scratch up my brand new paint job. I just put the bottom pieces on for the windshield. We didn't do the tops, but yeah, It's all together. Oh, and I had this blanket I threw on the seat because it's so wore out. I need to find a set of buckets, or a split bench would be the absolute best, but stuff like that's getting so freaking hard to find now. It just drives me nuts. But I tell you, this thing, it makes me feel like $1 million in here, even though I know it's amateur done, it's not perfect and all that sort of stuff, but for, probably, I don't know, $300-400 worth of screwing around and a little bit of time, I think we ended up with, no, it couldn't even be that much, half that, a couple $100. I think it really came together. Unfortunately, the interior being done means I'm banished to sanding the side of the car again. So that's what we're doing next. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, like below, leave a comment, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it really helps grow the channel and helps me out big time, and I really appreciate all the support. That's it for me today. See you in the next video. Couple of days.